We're going to be talking about a very serious subject, the heat wave and how it can affect our biology and that sort of stuff, and how it affects our melanin. Yeah. And for those that are not aware, on the news not too long ago at the beginning of the month, they said this.
We are going to have a heat wave as we head into the weekend, not the exceptional heat that we had last week. We have low pressure for the next few days, bringing some rain, but then high pressure builds in, and high pressure brings lighter winds, settled conditions, and it brings warmer air with it. So our jet stream that's bringing the rain heads to the north, and then we see these warmer air, these warmer colours coming back in as we head into the weekend. So temperatures are set to climb.
There you go. So temperatures are set to climb. And yeah, a lot of people do not like the sound of that. So this says, when another heat wave is announced, but you aren't made for them. You aren't made for them. Who's not made for the heat wave? This is the reason why I believe that there is a deliberate, and listen to me carefully, family. I believe there's a deliberate miseducation of melanin around the world, but especially here in the UK. A deliberate one. You know why? Because the simplicity of just knowing what melanin type you have is not being taught. So whether you go to school, college, or university, they will not tell you the two different types of skin melanin. Yeah. So this is an image from my book, my debut book, The Hidden Science of Melanin. And it just breaks down simply the two different types of skin melanin. You have eumelanin, which comes in black and brown, and then pheomelanin, which comes in red and yellow. Yeah. And then think about if every person was taught this. Yeah. Every person in school, they should be taught this just to know what type of melanin you have. Because once you know what type of melanin you have, and there's education, specific education on how to take care of your melanin, yeah, then we'd avoid situations like this.
This is Grant's back. Oh, it looks fucking painful. Oh my god. This is from my day out in Bournemouth. Does it hurt, Grant?
Yeah, it's not cool, mate. Even my face is red, look at it.
Put your arms up. So the difference. It's ridiculous. Put it on him quite hard, so it's funny.
No, don't.
We need to make it a funny video.
Don't! Ah.
Look at like,
Oh my god!
oh,
Might have never been
All types of damage.
how jokes. That'll do.
All types of damage simply because you don't even realize how to take care of your type of melanin. This is why I say there's a deliberate miseducation of melanin, because all you should do is just teach people about their skin from early, and then teach them the differences. The fact that eumelanin is a great absorber of sunlight and pheomelanin isn't, and then teach them how to take care of their skin type. It's very simple. But because they don't want black people to know the truth about melanin, they hide it from everyone. So this information about eumelanin and pheomelanin, every child should know this. But because they don't, eumelanin dominant people are confused when it comes to melanin, and pheomelanin dominant people are confused. So you're going out there with your pheomelanin and getting bun up and not even realizing how much damage that is causing. And speaking of damage,
deliberately burning your skin. 1 in 9 adults in the UK have deliberately burnt their skin. Deliberately burning your skin can have potentially serious consequences. As a dermatologist, this is your reminder that melanoma skin cancer is the 5th most common cancer in the country. As the weather gets warmer over the next few days, remember to protect your skin and to stay safe in the sun. Wear sunscreen, broad spectrum, SPF 30 and above. Seek shade, wear protective clothing, wear a hat, and wear UV protection sunglasses.
now everything she said was good information for pheomelanin dominant individuals. That was great information for pheomelanin dominant individuals. This is the problem that I have when people talk about skin. Be specific. Whatever information you're putting out there, especially when it comes onto the sun, does that pertain to eumelanin or does that pertain to pheomelanin or both? Either way, be specific. I want to hear you say, okay, this information is for pheomelanin, or this information is for eumelanin, or this information is for both. Because what will happen is black people will start to believe this foolishness, yeah? And then you guys get programmed to say the same things. So this is a video from Cancer Research UK where they programmed and fooled these black women into saying the same thing.
No, I don't wear any sort of SPF or suntan lotion because I don't really need it, to be fair. I'm not going to burn or tan, so I'm good.
I am such a sun baby. Don't mind getting a bit of skin out.
Chill, just get my melanin.
I don't generally use an SPF.
To be honest, I don't really use it.
And that probably sounds crazy to some people, but I think for me, being of a darker complexion, I naturally have melanin, so I don't feel like I'm never going to sunburn.
All right, so now they put up this study that says black people are 1.5 times more likely to die from melanoma than Caucasians. Yeah, a study apparently from April 2017. Yeah. Now, me knowing science, I knew as soon as I read this, I knew this is absolute foolishness. Yeah, absolute foolishness. When it comes on to the more likely to, and I talk about this a lot, when it comes on to the more likely to narrative, they always try and put that on black people. Black people, you're more likely to die from this. You're more likely to die from COVID. You're more likely to get type 2 diabetes. You're more likely, black women, you're more likely to die from childbirth and pregnancy. Black men, you're more likely to die from prostate cancer. And then us, like fools, we believe these crazy psychopaths, and then you get us talking the same nonsense, saying, oh yeah, black men, you know, you're more likely to die from prostate cancer. Black men, go get tested, go get tested. And I've talked about the prostate cancer thing, family. I've talked about the fact that when you go and get tested, yeah, and then they turn around and say to you, you got prostate cancer, they're going to give you surgery. Yeah, treatment is nothing but surgery, and the side effects of that treatment is incontinence, impotence, and for some people, death. They die from the treatment. So when they're talking about black men are 4 times more likely to die from prostate cancer, black men are 4 much, they're missing out a word. Black men are 4 times more likely to die from prostate cancer treatment. Yeah, that's how the usual suspects carry on. They try and say that you're more likely to die from something, when really, the one thing that we're more likely to die from is them. You get what I'm saying? The usual suspects. We're more likely to die from them and their racism and their foolishness. That's what we're more likely to die from. When it comes on to disease, white people are more likely to die from these diseases, especially if we're talking about skin cancer. Are you kidding me? So any black person that believes this, you got to check your mental health, fam. Black people are 1.5 times more likely to die from melanoma than Caucasians. And then watch these black women's reaction. They tell them this and watch their reaction.
Really? Yeah, no, I didn't know that. Everyone feels that as long as you've got that melanin in you, it's like a get out of jail free card for skin cancer.
It is. It literally is. It protects you from skin cancer. And for those of you who say, oh, black people can get skin cancer too, look it up. When they say black people get skin cancer, they always tend to get skin cancer in areas that are not even exposed to the sun. So how is that skin cancer? Or how is that caused by sunlight? If the skin cancer that black people get, when they get it in their toe, hint, hint, wink, wink, Bob Marley, or they get it on the bottom of their foot or in their hand, some mad place where the sun don't even shine, and then they're trying to say that black people can get, yeah, it literally is like a get out of jail free card for skin cancer.
It's like a get out of jail free card for skin cancer.
I went to Ibiza for my 30th and I didn't really bother wearing sun cream. One of my friends said, you've got a mole on the back of your leg, you should have that mole checked. 2 weeks later, I was told it was skin cancer. I was shocked, upset. I just assumed when you've got dark skin or black skin, you don't need sun cream.
You don't.
I definitely think the media plays a really strong part in it. If it's not awareness for everyone, then you're never going to feel like you're included and you're never going to make the change.
You look at all of the adverts for all of the top brands that do all of the, you know, ooh, it's summer, put some sun lotion on, have fun with the kids, and there's never one black baby in there.
I wasn't necessarily taught about what skin cancer would look like on a deeper complexion.
Let's talk about it. let's talk about it. Let's see what skin cancer would look on a deeper complexion. Because the fact of the matter is, for black people, we get it in areas that are not exposed to the sun. So how can it be due to the sun? Someone explain that to me. Like a 5-year-old. Now, this says almost 90% of melanoma cases could be prevented if people took better care of their skin in the sun. This is true. This is the reason why we should be teaching everyone about melanin. Everyone should know about pheomelanin and eumelanin and the differences between eumelanin and pheomelanin and what you need to do with your skin complexion when it comes to sunlight. This is important for everyone to know. But because they don't want black people to know the truth about melanin, all of a sudden white people don't know, and then tutus, they're going out in the sun getting bun up and leading to all types of skin cancer. Yeah, they shoot themselves in the foot by not teaching people the truth. Just teach people the truth.
It's a topic that the black community really need to be talking about. They need to be thinking about it a lot more.
I definitely think differently now after this chat.
That little sun cream you're putting on can save your life.
There are 3 things that can keep your skin safe during the summer. 1 is seeking shade.
Which is what this lady said.
2 is covering up via clothing.
Which is what this lady said.
And the 3rd is sunscreen.
Oh my gosh. Which is what this lady said. Notice that they're saying the same thing. That's because they've been given a script by the usual suspects. They've been given a script and they have to just read the script out. Yeah?
It's recommended to use an SPF of 30 and apply that every 2 hours.
If I can save someone's life, from my experience, that's amazing.
See, there you go. Look, with thanks to the Black Skin Directory and Cancer Research UK. So Cancer Research UK got these black women to do this full advert. And a lot of black people believe it. Oh yeah, black people, we need to put on sunscreen. We need to put on sunscreen. But as I mentioned in my book, about 1/3 of the sunscreen products that are on the shelves right now, and it's probably more now because the research that I went through with regards to my book was like from 10-15 years ago. I've been researching melanin for damn near 15-20 years. So the research that I found, where I found that 1/3 of the products, the sunscreen products that are on the market right now, have cancer-causing chemicals in them. Can you imagine how many of the products have cancer-causing chemicals in them now in 2026? Just think about that, family. About 10 years ago, 1/3 of the products, the sunscreen products, had cancer-causing chemicals. In other words, they were carcinogenic. Yeah. So what do you think it's like now? It's probably half, if not more. It might be the other way. It might be 2/3 now. 2/3 of the sunscreen products have cancer-causing chemicals. Yeah. And who am I? Don't believe me, but listen to other people. Listen to what they've been saying.
A study of 470,000 people found that the people who wore the most sunscreen got the most skin cancer.
There you go. So maybe the skin cancer rise is due to these cancer-causing chemicals. 2 + 2, science is simple. Maybe the fact that skin cancer has gone through the roof over the last, 50 years, may be due to all of these cancer-causing chemicals, which a lot of them are actually in sunscreen.
I've been telling y'all sunscreen is poisonous. Listen.
Don't use sunscreens. Still, millions of people use sunscreens, so somebody's not listening. They even slather sunscreen on their children. In May of 2019, the FDA issued a report saying that sunscreen chemicals, when used just one day, penetrated the bloodstream, reaching levels that exceeded FDA standards. One ingredient, oxybenzone, reached that level, exceeding the standards after only 2 hours of use.
Oxybenzone, that is carcinogenic. So that chemical, oxybenzone, you guys can do your research. That is a cancer-causing chemical, and they've got it in pretty much all of the sunscreen products. So if you're someone who does use sunscreen, yeah, then just check your sunscreen and just check to see if this ingredient is in your sunscreen.
One ingredient, oxybenzone, reached that level, exceeding the standards after only 2 hours of use. This is not good. These chemicals change your complex metabolic machinery, they put a load on your liver and your kidneys, and they make you sick. The sales of sunscreens have gone up by 38 times in the last 30 years. Meanwhile, the incidence of the most dangerous kind of skin cancer, melanoma, has doubled since 1982.
So you're telling me that this thing that's supposed to be helping with skin cancer Yeah. Since it's been introduced, skin cancer has doubled. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's tripled. Yeah. And you got to think people want to protect themselves from the sun, not realizing what we need the sun for. They're quick to tell black people, oh, you're low on vitamin D, not realizing that we need the sun for vitamin D. So if black people are low on vitamin D, as a health professional or even a medical professional, your advice should be, hey, black person, hey, you melanated person, get more sun. You're low on vitamin D. Because again, this should be common knowledge for everyone, whether you've got pheomelanin or eumelanin, you should know the production of vitamin D and how it works in your body. It's a process. And everyone should know by now, but that vitamin D is not actually a vitamin, it's a hormone. And this is how your body produces it. When your body, your melanin is exposed to ultraviolet radiation, that radiation that for whatever reason they keep on telling us is bad for us. When your body, your melanin is exposed to ultraviolet radiation, in particular UVB rays, because there's different types. You got UVA and UVB. In particular, UVB rays. When that touches your skin, your melanin absorbs that UVB rays and then converts a type of cholesterol that's in your skin into the vitamin D precursor. That vitamin D precursor then goes through your liver and kidneys. Your liver and kidneys synthesize the vitamin D precursor, which was made from cholesterol. Yeah. And then your kidneys secrete the active form of vitamin D. So there's a process. Yeah. So think about how everyone messes up this process, whether you're eumelanin dominant or whether you're pheomelanin dominant. If you put on sunscreen, you mess up this process. So you're trying to protect yourself from the sun, but now all of a sudden you've blocked UVB radiation. That means no vitamin D. All right, let's say you don't use sunscreen, but when you're out in the sun, you follow the guidelines of Cancer Research UK, which say seek shade. Okay, now you're seeking shade. Now your melanin can't absorb all that beautiful, powerful UVB radiation. How else do we mess it up? Oh, well, cholesterol is needed for vitamin D. So if you're on a cholesterol lowering drug, guess what? No vitamin D. If you're on any type of medication that messes up your cholesterol, forget about vitamin D. You could be butt naked on a beach in Jamaica. Your body's not going to produce any vitamin D because your body needs cholesterol. Yeah. And then liver and kidneys. If you've got any liver and kidney issues, that's going to mess up your production of vitamin D because the body utilizes the vitamin D precursor, which is made from cholesterol, is synthesized by two organs, your liver and kidney. So any liver and kidney issues, from smoking, drinking, whatever, that's going to mess up your vitamin D levels. So now you can see all the ways that we mess up our vitamin D levels. We mess up our vitamin D levels by putting on cancer-causing chemical cream. We mess up our vitamin D levels by seeking shade and being out and not being out in the sun. We mess up our vitamin D levels by drinking excessive alcohol or eating the wrong foods, which messes up our liver and kidneys. And we mess up our vitamin D levels by being on medication. Yeah. And that's not the only thing that we get from the sun. Everyone knows the vitamin D aspect of the sun, but if people truly knew the truth with regards to all the health benefits that we get from sunlight, it would blow them away. Reduces risk of type 2 diabetes, prevents vitamin D deficiency, boosts immunity, reduces cancer risk, lowers blood pressure, helps in weight loss, improves mood, improves sleep, improves Alzheimer's symptoms, heals skin disorders, better bone health, can cure depression, improves eye health. Ooh, I might have to do a whole podcast on that one. Improves brain function and prevents and protects from seasonal affective disorder. Yeah. So think about, and this is just some, there's more, but think about all of the benefits that you get from sunlight. Yeah. But for some strange reason, you've been taught that, the sun is this dangerous thing that causes skin cancer. And you got to think to yourself, why do I believe that? As a grown ass person, man or woman, yeah, you melanin dominant or pheomelanin dominant, why do I think that the sun, the thing that gives life to everything on this planet, if there was no sun, there'd be no plants. there'd be no humans, there'd be no animals. Nothing would be able to live without the sun. But you've been taught that it's this dangerous thing. You gotta think to yourself, why? Why do I believe this as a grown-ass person right now? Why do I believe that the sun is this dangerous thing? Maybe because since the day you were born, you were programmed to believe that the sun is harmful.
Most of us think of the sun as our friend. It helps plants grow, keeps us warm, and who doesn't love to lie on the beach on a sunny day? But for all of its good qualities, the sun can also be harmful in large amounts. That's why we invented sunscreen. The purpose of sunscreen is to shield the body from the sun's ultraviolet rays, which have several harmful effects including sunburn, aging, and skin cancer promotion.
Sunscreen can be an important part of protecting our skin from the sun's harmful rays.
So the sun can be amazing. It's a great source of vitamin D, but it could also be the source of some harmful rays.
Summertime means fun in the sun, but don't forget about protecting yourself and loved ones from the sun's harmful rays.
Northern people. And these are quote unquote experts. These are videos from YouTube, but experts and that sort of stuff. And some of them are videos aimed at children. This is a kid's one, yeah? And they're all saying the same thing again. They're all on the script. They're all saying the same thing. So it's no wonder that as a child and now as an adult, a lot of adults believe that the ultraviolet rays are harmful to them.
People tend to have lighter skin colors because they don't receive as many of the sun's harmful UV rays.
Too much exposure is damaging. This means natives from regions like the equator had darker skin since their bodies produced more melanin to protect against these harmful rays.
Now, our skin does have something in it that helps to protect it from these harmful rays.
So all we're getting from when we were a child to adulthood is these harmful rays, these harmful UV rays. But you now know that the only way your body produces vitamin D is if your body, your melanin, is exposed to the harmful UV rays. So how can it be harmful if they produce vitamin D? It don't even make sense. And maybe they are harmful. Maybe if we taught everyone about the differences between eumelanin and pheomelanin, when you guys are talking and educating people about melanin, you'd be more specific. These are harmful to people who have pheomelanin. And to be fair, they're not even harmful to that. The reason why people struggle, and this is white people and black people, the reason why people struggle in the sun is because there's something going on internally that the sun is revealing. So either you're too toxic, or a lack of melanin, or a lack of water, not enough hydration. But I always say the sun is the great revealer. If something's going on internally that shouldn't be going on, the sun will reveal it. So if you're a black person and you're getting burnt, that means something's going on internally, yeah? You need UVA and UVB rays. Your melanin requires both of them. UVA is good for nitric oxide. When you're exposed to the sun, UVA allows your skin to produce nitric oxide. Nitric oxide helps to vasodilate your blood vessels. Vasodilate just means expand. So that's good for lowering blood pressure. That's good for ED, erectile dysfunction, because that's going to increase blood flow to that area. Yeah, so UVA is needed. And by the way, family, UVA is what we get from the sun all year round. UVA. UVB, we only get, especially here in the UK, we only get UVB rays between April and September. So in other words, the spring and the summer, yeah? That's when the sun emits UVB, or that's when we get UVB here in the UK. So that's a very important time for melanated folks, especially you melanated folks, to get UVB between April and September, yeah? But if you've been taught that this sun is this dangerous thing and oh my gosh, you got to seek shade and blah, 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 then yeah, you're going to be saying things like this.
Yo. It's safe to say that no one in England can really handle this heat. This heat does not match the premises, bro. Do you know?
And it's true, no one can because black people are complaining about it, white people are complaining about the heat. No one really can stand this heat. And there's a reason why. Obviously, in the UK, the heat is gonna feel different than if you're in the tropics, if you're in the Caribbean or something like that, because you're not on a beach. You haven't got the breeze, you haven't got um the natural tropical fruits around you that cool you down. You're probably, if you're in the UK in this heat, you're probably working at a job, whether you're in a 9 to 5 job and you're in an office, so you're kind of in a stuffy place, or you work from home, so you're at home on a laptop. Like, and even if you do go outside, they got the high-rise buildings, so you're not really looking around seeing what you should be seeing in this weather, which is beach and all these things and sea and all them things there. Yeah. So there's a reason why here in the UK, 30 degrees or 34 degrees is not the same as like 34 degrees in maybe St. Lucia. And let's not forget the underground. Oh my gosh, if you're someone who travels on the underground in this weather, you're somebody who travels on the underground in this dingy, like the dingy underground, and you're traveling where there's no sunlight, there's no fresh air. No, you know what I mean? You're probably dehydrated. Oh my gosh, that's torture. That's torture.
It's safe to say that no one in England can really handle this heat. This heat does not match the premises, bro. Do you know how hot you have to be to kick down a double glazed train window in 3 strikes? Come on, bro. That guy had the legs of Jim Jones. And I don't blame him. If you ever catch the tube in London in this kind of heat, it's hell. The scent in the air is heavy musk oud with breath, hot BO, and yesterday's food with a passionate sprinkle of anger and frustration. The Northern Line, the Central Line, and the Bakerloo Line is just out here smelling like a boys' school blazer. And you're wondering why men are getting angry. When the heat is heating like this, everything stops working. Bus stop working, train stop working, school start closing. Even your work don't want to work no more. Yesterday I saw a boy running from the police, and the police palmed it off. That's how you know it's hot. Leave the RC3 alone. He's alright. It won't name. I'm just saying, I know you man control the weather. Go to that little cabinet that controls the weather. Go to the summer section. See the volume there? Just turn it down a little bit. Couple degrees lower, please. I beg. It's too much right now. No one can do anything.
It's true though. That's the reason why it feels different in the UK than it would somewhere else. There's a reason why. But we gotta think if we're originally from the equator, whether you believe you're from Africa or the Caribbean or whatever, you should be used to the sun, but you're not used to being indoors the whole day. You shouldn't be used to, and this is what happens when we live in the UK. You shouldn't be used to the fact that when you are out in the sun, there's high-rise buildings, so you're not really getting, you know what I mean, the proper sunlight and that sort of stuff. And obviously the pollution here in the UK as well. So yeah, the heat over here is going to feel different to the point where you wouldn't even want people chatting to you when you're out there.
Hey, there's no time for small talk in this weather. If you've got something to say, just get straight to the point. No chats. Not trying to hear, yo, bro, how have you been? Just get straight to the point. Whatever you want, put it all in one paragraph.
Yeah, no room for small talk, bro. Let's keep it pushing. Let's keep it pushing. But that being said, though, again, you see when the usual suspects put out a narrative, I hate when black people run with their narrative. So COVID was a narrative and certain black people ran with the COVID narrative. Yeah. I hate when I see us run with the usual suspects narrative. So now the usual suspects narrative is, oh, UK is going through a heat wave and it's so bad and it's so hot. And if you believe it, then you're going to feel like the UK is going through this mad heat wave. Because that's the power of the mind. That's the power of the subconscious mind. If I can get you to believe my narrative, now all of a sudden your body starts to feel it. So a lot of people are like, yeah, the UK heat wave. But some people are like, it's not even that bad.
I can't lie, it's not even that hot, Y'all are just exaggerating.
So that was a bit low, but the brother said, I can't lie, it's not even that hot, You lot are just exaggerating. So, and then he put a forecast of 10 days. So he's saying you lot are just exaggerating. It's not even that hot. Do you get what I'm saying? So a lot of people are saying, "Oh my gosh, this is so bad," and other people are like, "It's not even." This brother had, and he was taking the mick a little bit, but he had a jacket on and all sorts. Let me see if I can turn this up. He had a jacket on and everything.
I can't lie, it's not even that hot, You're lot just exaggerating.
You lot are just exaggerating. And then this pheomelanin dominant individual went a step further and said the UK heat wave is actually a lie. Listen to this.
I'm going to settle the debate once and for all. I'm standing in Brighton, UK. I am from America. It is 28 degrees Celsius, just above 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, it's warm, but it's not crazy. All right, we need to calm down. Okay, all the Brits, every year, I've been here for 10 years, and somehow every year, they are shocked and awed and caught by surprise that summer has arrived. And every year...
So true. So true. Every year, these people say the same thing. Yeah. Whether it's a day or a couple days, anytime we have a hot day, all of a sudden you'll see the news. Warning, warning, heat wave. Every year they do this propaganda. Every year. This person saying that she's been here for 10 years. She heard it every year without fail. They put out this propaganda with regards to the sun. And like she said, like you don't realize that this is a season. It's seasonal. It's going to come around. Summer comes around every year. Why are you so surprised that it's hot? It should be hot.
I'm going to settle the debate once and for all. I'm standing in Brighton, UK. I am from America. It is 28 degrees Celsius, just above 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, it's warm, but it's not crazy. All right, we need to calm down. Okay, all the Brits, every year, I've been here for 10 years, and somehow every year, they are shocked and awed and caught by surprise that summer has arrived. And every year they do the same thing. They call it a freak heat wave. We're not ready for it. It happens every year. It's happened 10 years in a row. And it's not a freak heat wave. It doesn't last for a week. It lasts for 2 months. And happens every year. Do you know what the rest of the world calls that? They call it summer. A very predictable weather pattern keeps happening. And they have done nothing to mitigate the situation. And they have all these complaints of like, oh, well, our houses are built to hold in the heat for our harsh winters. Yeah, that's true. But guess what? If you filled the house with cold, it would hold in the cold. So if you just invest in an AC, problem fixed. Oh, well, it's different. It's a humid heat. It makes it worse. No, you don't know humid.
You don't know humid. These people, boy, I swear down, this propaganda every year. And again, is it hot? Yeah. Is it uncomfortable because, you know what I mean? We're not on a beach and some of us travel on the underground and all that. Yeah. Yeah. But there's things that we can do to cool ourselves down instead of complaining. Yeah. And one of the things we can do is eat fruit. You know why? Because fruits are designed to kind of go hand in hand with the sun. Fruits and the sun go hand in hand because fruits, they've kind of captured that sunlight and crystallized it for us. This is why my mentor, Dr. Aris Lafam, calls fruits sun-fired food. Yeah. Foods that have been charged up electrically by the sun. Sun-fired foods. Yeah. It's like you're eating, Dr. Aris Lafam used to tell us, it's like you're eating droplets of the sun when you're eating fruits. Very powerful. And the fact of the matter is, it's like the Most High designed them in such a way that they kind of complement the sun. So the sun is hot and it's heating you up, but fruits are very, very cooling. Yeah. They're hydrating, they're cooling, they're delicious, especially watermelon. Are you kidding me? Watermelon is damn near 90% water. So talk about hydrating, talk about cooling, talk about delicious taste. Yeah. And the red, I say this all the time, but the red is the pigment of the fruit. Yeah. And it's lycopene, and lycopene is like the fruit's melanin. So again, it goes back to the elephant in the room. We're talking about melanin, whether it's the melanin in plants or the melanin in humans. If you're someone who's super hot, you can't take the sun and you're not eating fruits, I don't know what to say. You're not eating fruits in this weather. What else? What are you eating in this weather then? You eating chicken, pork, like meat in this weather, and you think you're gonna cool down eating dehydrated meats and that sort of stuff. If you're eating any sort of junk food in this weather, forget about trying to cool down. Yeah. If you really want to cool down naturally, then there's nothing better than fruits. And again, who am I? Why are you going to believe what I say? Let's listen to some quote unquote experts and let them break down like some of the science behind fruits.
As the weather gets hotter, I want to share one of my favorite summer foods from traditional Chinese medicine. It's sweet, refreshing, and you can find it at almost any grocery store. I'm talking about watermelon. In traditional Chinese medicine, watermelon is considered one of the most cooling foods you can eat. That's why you'll see people all across China enjoying watermelon during the hottest months of the year. If you've been spending time outside and start feeling overheated, thirsty, irritable, or drained by the heat, watermelon is traditionally used to help cool the body and replenish fluids. One thing I love about watermelon is that it's incredibly simple. No special recipes, no supplements, just cut it up and enjoy it on a hot summer day. In traditional Chinese medicine, summer heat can dry out your body's fluids, which is why many people naturally crave juicy, hydrating foods when temperatures rise. And watermelon is one of the classic choices. So if you're looking for a simple way to stay cool this summer, pick up a watermelon on your next grocery run. Sometimes the best remedies are the ones nature already provides.
Yes, sometimes the best remedies are the one that nature already provides. So if you're someone who's complaining about the heat wave, whether you're melanin dominant or melanin dominant, grab yourself a watermelon. Yeah, chill out. You know what I mean? The watermelon will cool you down, especially if you do a mono fast. In other words, try and eat watermelon for 24 hours, like the whole day. Maybe try 2 days and see how much better you feel. Big up all the people that are part of my Juicy July program, my fruit fast program that we started on July 1st. Yeah, we're getting some very powerful benefits from watermelon because the first week is watermelon. So we're all just consuming watermelon for the next 7 days and it's a mono fast. Yeah. Cooling. When I say watermelon is very, very hydrating and cooling, it's doing so many powerful things for us internally, cleansing our kidneys. But check this out, family. According to this doctor, watermelon's actually good for UV radiation as well. So if you're someone who does have sensitive skin and the UV radiations are quote unquote harming you, then watermelon will help. Watermelon actually protects your DNA from UV damage. Listen to this.
Watermelon with the lycopene can actually protect your DNA. Lycopene is a powerful antioxidant, which means it protects your DNA from damage. Studies have shown that if you actually eat watermelon before you go out into the sun for a couple of hours, you can reduce the amount of DNA damage from the sun.
That's amazing.
By protecting yourself with this antioxidant from watermelon, from lycopene, from the inside out. It's like internal sunscreen. Pretty cool, right?
So look at that. Watermelon's not only going to be hydrating, it's going to cool you down, but it actually protects you from the harmful UV rays. So if the UV rays are harming you, you need watermelon. Yeah. So check and look at that. That's just one fruit. There's many fruits that do similar things with regards to cooling us down, with regards to helping us when we're out in the sun. But if you're out in the sun and you're struggling, again, I call the sun the great revealer. I used to suffer from hay fever. I used to hate summers because every time the sun come out, I just associate it with suffering because I'd be out there sneezing, I'd be out there suffering. It wasn't until I cleansed internally. I done a juice fast. I did a green juice fast and I cleansed. I think I did 30 days or something like that. But within the 30 days, my hay fever had reversed totally. And I never sneezed since. And that was like, what, 15, damn near 20 years ago. Yeah. Once I cleansed internally, now all of a sudden me and the sun are cool. I'm going outside and the sun's not revealing anything internally because I've dealt with what was going on internally. But if you've got something like if you go out in the sun and you're sneezing, if you go out in the sun and you're burning, if you go out in your sun and you're irritated in some way, shape, or form, that is the sun telling you that there's something going on that shouldn't be going on internally. Ain't got nothing to do with the sun. It's the sun revealing what's going on with you. Yeah. And again, this is information that everyone should know. Black people, white people, melanin, melanin, everyone needs to know this powerful information. Because if you've got melanin, you are more likely to die from skin cancer, regardless of what these usual suspects will try and say black people are more likely. No, It's white people that are more likely to die from skin cancer. It's white people that are more likely to get melanoma and all these things. So this is very important information for them as well. Because what are you gonna do? You're gonna continue to put on the cancer-causing chemical cream called sunscreen, yeah? Or are you going to start using some new tanning agent, you know what I mean, that they've just come out with that kind of resembles melanin? Family, if you go online, do you know that there's a lot of pheomelanin dominant individuals doing this? So there's this new tanning thing that they're using, yeah? And just look what it's doing to their skin, family. You wouldn't believe this. Look at this.
It's Tanning Thursday with the 100 twins, Jackie and Victoria.
Now, who knows what sort of chemicals are in this product, family, for it to make them look damn near black? But this is it. If we just taught these people the truth about pheomelanin, they may not even need to do this. Eat the right foods. Make sure when you're out there, you're not getting as much as the eumelanin dominant individuals and that sort of stuff. But no, they want to take it to extremes.
It's Tanning Thursday with 100 twins, Jackie and Victoria. Are you looking to stop having orange hands when you fake tan, but just natural ones? Well, this is your sign if you've come across this video. The Outer Ego Contour and Blending Brush and the Outer Ego Express Self Tan will be a lifesaver. And there's 30% off site-wide.
And check this out, family. Yeah. Because big up Shannon in the comments. She said they don't hate us. They want to be us. Yeah. The fact of the matter is, a lot of pheomelanin dominant individuals, if they were being honest, they'd say that they're jealous of eumelanin. Yeah. And I think I've told you guys the story before when I was teaching at a retreat in Jamaica. Yeah. This was maybe 8 years ago. I was teaching at a retreat in Jamaica, and it had everyone at the retreat. Like it was a retreat where it was open to everyone. So it had eumelanin dominant individuals, pheomelanin dominant individuals, a mixture, yeah? And I'm teaching people about melanin at this retreat. I'm one of the main speakers at the retreat. I'm telling them the difference between eumelanin and pheomelanin. I'm saying eumelanin is a great absorber of ultraviolet radiation. Eumelanin, boom, boom, boom. And then pheomelanin is not so great. Pheomelanin, unfortunately, because it's not that great, if you absorb too much ultraviolet radiation, it could damage your DNA and lead to skin cancer, blah, blah, blah. I'm just telling everyone the truth with regards to eumelanin and pheomelanin dominant individuals. This white lady at the retreat is going to turn around to me and say, that's not fair. I said, what? She said, that's not fair. The difference between the fact that you guys got eumelanin and I've got pheomelanin is not fair. And I feel like if a lot of white people took a truth pill, they'd say the same thing. It's not fair that you guys got eumelanin. Yeah? It's not fair. How come you guys got eumelanin and we got pheomelanin? And one thing about these people, yeah, they will try and find solutions. So the fact that they don't have eumelanin, this new tanning product is their solution.
You want a tan that gives you this color. I am naturally this white.
A tanning product with a watermelon scent has sparked quite a bit of controversy online after a woman shared.
And it's watermelon scented. You don't think these people are trolling us at this point? They made a tanning product and it's watermelon scented. You can't make this stuff up, family. These usual suspects, they're the biggest trolls.
You want a tan that gives you this color. I am naturally this white.
A tanning product with a watermelon scent has sparked quite a bit of controversy online. After a woman shared her experience using this product, many people began questioning its positioning. In their view, this no longer feels like a traditional sunscreen or skincare product. Instead, it seems more like something that emphasizes visual effects and an instant skin darkening experience. The obvious fragrance design in particular has left many users confused. Why would a tanning product have a watermelon scent? Some believe it is simply a branding innovation designed to improve the user
God
experience.
damn.
However, others argue that this kind of heavy focus on tanning effects and sensory stimulation is blurring the line between skincare and cosmetic alteration. This raises the core question: when a product is no longer just about protecting the skin, but instead focuses on changing appearance, should it still be considered skincare? In the comment section, opinions quickly split into two sides. One side sees it as an expression of personal aesthetics and freedom of choice. The other side believes it represents an increasingly over-visualized and commercialized standard. And perhaps the real question is, are consumers using a skincare product, or are they participating in a marketing experiment about appearance transformation? What do you think?
And by the way, the people that make these things, they probably study science. So make no mistake, the reason why it's watermelon scented is because they've done their research. They know how powerful watermelon is for melanin, just like I've done my research. I know how powerful watermelon is for melanin. Yeah. So they troll us by making it watermelon scented as well. Yeah. But that's the reason why I put together Juicy July. Again, we've already started, family, but whoever wants to still join, you can still join. Juicy July, we're going through the best fruits to eat for our melanin for a whole month. And now you know the benefits of doing that. And it actually helps with UV radiation absorption as well. But we're going to go into that a little bit later. Family, if you've got any questions or comments, by all means, raise your hand right now. Let's see what the family's got to say. So I see there's a couple questions in the Q&A. If you want to go live, raise your hand right now and you can go live, family. Let's get Yomi in the building. Yomi, you there, bro?
Greetings, bro. How you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Good, thank you. Good, thank you. Yeah, I just joined a bit late, so I don't know if you covered this already, but I'm wondering if you could let me know what it is about. Because obviously you explained many times that we don't need protection from the sun. So, but is for our people, is sunburn a thing? Do we need to have natural sunscreen, or what do we do really in that situation?
Yeah, so when it comes on to sunburn, I keep on saying like the sun is the great revealer. So if you go outside and you don't have a one thing about our melanin is it has a great relationship with the sun. The sun charges up our melanin. So if you don't have a great relationship with the sun, that's not due to the sun. It's due to something going on internally with you. So I gave the example of me having hay fever. I had hay fever. I hated summer for many, many years, damn near 30 years. I hated summer. And then it weren't until I cleansed myself, I done a detox, cleansed internally, that I started to have a better relationship with the sun. So it was
Yeah.
something internally. Same with if you're getting sunburn. If you're getting sunburn, chances are you're toxic internally. And that's if you're black or white. So if you're getting sunburn, chances are you eat meat, chances are you don't eat enough fruit, chances are you haven't got those melanin pigments that are in these fruits and vegetables to help you absorb sunlight. So now you're struggling when you go out in the sun. Any issue you've got when you go out in the sun, it's not the sun, it's you. And if everyone can understand that, no one will ever wag the finger at the sun again. You go out in the sun and tutus, you start struggling with anything. That's the sun telling you, hey, fam, something you need to deal with. There's something internally going on. Yeah. So when
Okay.
it comes on to natural stuff, I think there are some natural stuff that obviously doesn't have natural sunscreens
Shea
that
butter's one of them, isn't it? Shea butter's a natural sunscreen, apparently.
yeah, shea butter. So I know some people use coconut oil, but coconut oil kind of attracts UV radiation, so you'll probably be hotter using coconut oil. But there are some natural ones, and there are probably people who they've got intentions to create natural products that will help with all different skin types and that sort of stuff. Cool, as long as it doesn't have the cancer-causing chemicals in them, then yeah, I wouldn't say no to black people wearing sunscreen if it doesn't have the cancer-causing chemicals. My thing is though, if you go out in the sun and you have an issue, it's not the sun, it's the sun revealing the issue.
Okay, that's very interesting. Thank you, brother.
Nice one, bro. All right, let's get Dante, and then I'll get Sharon and Donna next. Dante.
All right, can you hear me?
Yes, bro.
Okay, so this is kind of on topic, but a little bit off topic. I listened to another teacher, this black guy, he was talking about eumelanin, and this kind of has to do with swimming. And he was saying that there's a difference between our bone densities for eumelanin and pheomelanin. Eumelanin usually has a higher bone density. And what he was saying based off of scientific research that he had from another source, I don't remember what that source was that people with eumelanin, there's more blood that is produced in the intestines and the liver than the bone marrow. Like the pheomelanin dominant people produce a lot of their blood inside of the bones.
Mm.
And there's a higher percentage of blood produced in the liver and the intestines in people with eumelanin as opposed to the bones. Have you ever heard of that?
Yeah, so the bones thing, that's been well documented for many, many years. A lot of
Wow.
scientific
Okay.
research shows that eumelanin dominant individuals, they have thicker and more dense bone density. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And that goes all the way to their skull. So even back in ancient times, they used when they were pulling the mummies out of the tombs and they were measuring like the thickness of their skull, they realized that the skulls were super thick. They were like, how come the skulls are so thick? Yeah, that was another thing that proved that the ancient Egyptians were eumelanated. Their skull, their literally their bone density, not to mention their hair and melanin content and that sort of stuff. But yeah,
Hmm.
their bone density proved that they were eumelanin dominant. So there's been studies after studies to prove that that is definitely true. With regards to the blood, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a huge difference in the amount of blood produced in the liver with regards to eumelanin and pheomelanin dominant individuals. The fact of the matter is there's a difference, and difference doesn't mean bad. Difference means we need to understand and learn those differences. If you are pheomelanin dominant, there's things that you can do to have a better relationship with the sun. If you are
Right.
eumelanin dominant, there's things that you can do to have a better relationship with the sun. What happens though is especially when we talk about human beings and we talk about differences, people think that difference means superior and inferior. Yeah. So no
Right.
one wants to talk about the differences. Oh, you melanin dominant individuals, they got thicker bone density. Well, does that mean they're better than us? No, we're just telling you a fact. The fact of the matter is you melanin dominant individuals, our bone density is thicker and stronger. And one way of just proving that is watching sport. I always say this all the time. There's no way um you can be an elite athlete without having very thick, strong bone density. Because think about what the elite athletes do. They run and jump. Running and jumping is the one of the main things that puts your bone density under the most pressure. Running and jumping. So if you've got someone who can run fast or jump high, their bone density is strong.
Yeah, and that's actually something that I learned from your book is that the bones store energy from
Yep,
piezoelectric potential.
that's right.
And it made so much sense to me because as an athlete, the thing that produced the best results for me was plyometrics.
Yes.
As far as basketball, as far as every single sport, like plyometrics was the thing that produced the best results for my agility, speed, and everything. And when I
Mm.
read that in your book, I was like, ah, that makes perfect sense.
Definitely. And you got to think when especially in America, when you look at the sports, think about where you melanin dominant individuals dominate. They dominate sports that kind of deal with that jumping and bounding, plyometric sort of training
Hmm.
movement. Basketball, football, you know, it's a lot of jumping and bounding, a lot of plyometric exercises that they probably do to ensure that they're ready for that sport. So we don't even realize how that's literally charging up our melanin. We can literally charge up our melanin by doing piezoelectric activities or plyometric activities.
Yeah. And then the last thing, when what I said in the beginning about the what I heard about the blood being produced mainly in the intestines and the liver as opposed to the bone marrow for you melanin dominant people, that makes sense to me because you see so many black people who have more of an aversion to the sun than even white people do
Mm,
nowadays. But it's always people who are obviously not very healthy. It's people that are maybe really overweight, they eat a bad diet, they drink. And if more blood is being produced in the intestines, and in the liver, then
Mm,
that would make sense. Blacks have to be even more, put more emphasis on their diet and what they
exactly.
put in their body. They have to actually be a more healthy people in general because the gut is where the blood is being produced.
That's right. Exactly.
So
And then you got to think, if we are not eating the right foods and we're messing up our gut, that actually affects our relationship with the sun. We don't realize that, but that actually affects our relationship. So if our gut is messed up and we go out in the sun is going to reveal that. But thank you for that, brother. All right, let's get Sharon. Sis, you can unmute your mic. And if you can't, then let's get Donna. Donna, are you there?
I'm muted. I'm
Oh,
unmuted.
sis, how are
Sorry
you?
about that. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, so thanks for the presentation. It was amazing.
Thank you, sis.
Brilliant. Very informative. I just wanted to see if you've got any kind of suggestions or comments or whatever for someone who's been diagnosed with an autoimmune condition, which
Hmm.
is you know what that is about, attacking your body or your cells.
Yes.
I can't remember the name of the condition, but it's attacking the eye cells. So she's got
Oh,
a problem
wow.
with her eyes, right? Now, she was told that we have things called melanocytes,
Yep.
which is responsible for making melanin within that area, within the eyes and the air, your hair follicles.
Hmm.
Now, she's been told that this is now depleted. Is there any way of it being reversed where she can start to get the melanocytes back in that area because it's affecting her vision?
Yeah, there is, but here's the thing when it comes on to the natural route. The natural route takes time. I say it's quick, but for some people it takes time. So for example, with regards to the eyes, it might take a year or two to reverse the eye condition. But that in that year or two, she'd have to be on the right fruits, she has to be on the right diet, she have to be making sure that she's doing sun gazing, especially in the morning, like sunrise and sunset, because during sunrise and sunset is when we get infrared light. And infrared light, there's been multiple studies to show how powerful infrared light is at healing eye issues. You know, a lot of eye issues, people have infrared saunas and infrared machines just for that reason, just to help with eye issues and that sort of stuff. Little do we know, we can get that naturally just from sunlight in the morning, like sun gazing as the sun's rising or sunset. Yeah. So little things like that. But it would have to be a dedicated program and should have to stick to it for quite a long time. When I say quite a long time, I
Really?
say
And do you know of anyone that's had success doing that?
but yeah, you can just go online and type in the condition that she's got, or even any type of eye condition, and type in infrared light. Joe Rogan, um, Joe Rogan's the famous podcaster. He did a podcast where he talked about, and he's in his 60s, I think. He talked about
Hmm.
how he started using infrared light for his eyes, and it took a couple months, but he said that his eyes improved dramatically. He still hasn't got 20/20 vision, but he said that he doesn't use glasses anymore, and he's been using glasses for decades. Yeah. So that's the
Right.
power of infrared, but he's using an infrared sauna, I think, or infrared machine. I'm saying let's go directly to nature and just get it from the sun, literally.
Okay. But you know, with the sun, some people say there's always two schools of thought that it can damage your eyes. You need to know when to go out there and sun gaze, how long, and things like that. So is there like a protocol?
Yeah. So again, it will be in the morning. So before 10 a.m. or before 11, because once you go past 11, you're starting to get UV radiation, and UV radiation is stronger than infrared.
Right.
Infrared is what we get in the morning when the sun is rising or when the sun is setting. Yeah. But
Okay.
when you're looking up, directly up, yeah, because you got to think the sun kind of arcs over us. So if you are on a beach or you can see the sunrise, wherever it's rising, it's gonna fall the opposite way. Yeah. So it kind of goes in an arc.
Hmm.
If you're outside and you can look directly up at the sun, that is ultraviolet radiation. Yeah.
Right.
You should be looking
Hmm.
forward. So if you're looking forward at the sun, that's infrared. If you're looking up at the sun, yeah, I mean directly up around 12 or 2 or 4, that's ultraviolet. That's going to be too much energy for
Right.
most people's very sensitive eyes. So you don't look directly in the sun when it's ultraviolet radiation, but you can easily look directly into the sun in the morning when the sun is rising or the evening when the sun is setting.
Before 11, yeah, in the
Yeah,
morning.
in the morning.
Hmm.
Yeah. When that sun is rising, depending on where you are, when I'm in the Caribbean, the sun will rise around 5 o'clock. And I try and get on the beach around that time, 5:30, and just watch the sunrise for an hour or so, and then that's it. Start your day.
Hmm.
But again,
Right,
when it comes onto the
interesting.
natural way, there's no quick fix.
No.
All you need to do is go online and see how many people have reversed things, doing things naturally, whether it's
Hmm.
food, diet, sun. But it takes time. It takes a couple months. I say minimum for any condition that people are working with. If you want to reverse something naturally, you'd need a minimum of 3 months.
Okay.
And for some people, they're like,
Um,
oh, 3 months is
I
way
mean, she's been
too long.
dealing with that from last year because she was being given steroids to deal with inflammation. It started off with inflammation, and then they gave her the diagnosis, and
Yeah,
then the medication messed her up worse, if you know what I
yeah,
mean, with the side effects.
yeah. So there, it can be done, but it's just, does she have the patience and the knowledge, not
Right,
knowledge, the
diet.
like the right
Mhm.
people to guide her. Because if she's listening to the usual suspects, they'll tell her everything that is opposite to what she should be doing. They'll tell her, "Don't
Mm.
you dare look in the sun. Oh my gosh, your eyes you'll go blind if you look directly at the sun. The sun is the devil. Don't you realize?" Like they'll tell
Yeah,
her everything and
yeah,
fearmonger her into taking steroids and thinking that's gonna help.
yeah. I appreciate the knowledge. Thank you.
All right, thank you, sis. All right, let's get Donna in the building. Donna, you can unmute your mic, sis.
Greetings, Leon. Greetings,
Greetings,
family.
Donna.
I
How are
don't
you?
usually speak on here, as you know, I usually just listen.
I know.
But um, before you educated me, Leon, many years ago, I used to always use sunscreen. I was indoctrinated. And then
Mm,
I got to a point where I thought that I was allergic to the sun because I used to
yeah.
burn my décolletage in particular, used to get so burnt like
Mm-mm.
our what's the other I forgot what melanin it is, not the hue melanin, the other
Fetal
one.
melanin.
Yeah, like our pheomelanin friends. Um, and then when I started to get educated by you, I stopped using it and the burning stopped. So what I realized is that I was actually getting a chemical reaction to the sunscreen. And
Mm,
that's what was making me burn. So I know you spoke before about internal causes of your hay fever,
yeah,
etc. But I would also say external. So what you put on your skin, if
yes,
the heat of that gets to you and you can cause a chemical reaction.
that's
So
right.
that's what I believe happened to me. So now that I've stopped doing it and I enjoyed the sun just with
Hmm.
my raw self, um, I I glow. It glows. My skin
Glowing.
glows from head to toe now. So I
Amazing.
just wanted to share that with you all.
Thank you, sis. Thank you. And there you go, family. My thing is when it comes onto science, evidence, it should be evidence-based. So you're hearing people that have actually done it. You get what I'm saying? So it's not just me talking. This can be done, but it's not no overnight thing. This is where the usual suspects get us. They'll say, "Oh yeah, take this medication, and literally overnight you'll be feeling better." And people are, "Oh, okay, well, I'm going through pain, I'm going through this, so let me take this medication." Not realizing nature could reverse it. It will just take a little bit more time. It's just, you know what I mean? A bit of consistency. Again, I'd say a minimum of 3 months, and you'll see the benefits. 3 months, damn. Big up the people that are doing Juicy July with me for the rest of this month. People in the WhatsApp group, the Fruit Fast WhatsApp group, they've been talking about results and what they've been experiencing after 3 days. They've been experiencing some amazing results after 3 days. All right, let's get Adrian in the building and then Erica. Adrian.
Hey, hi, Leon. Thanks for having me back on.
How's it going?
Yeah, just two things. One comment and one question. When you're When you say looking directly at the sun,
Yes.
are you before 11 a.m., are you saying to have your eyes open or closed?
Good question. You can do either because what happens when you close your eyes is you see red. That's
That's
the
right.
infrared. So you can have it. I know, I don't know if Chancellor D's listening today, but Chancellor D once called up and he said that he was doing sun gazing and he had his eyes closed and it helped with his eyesight. So you can do it with your eyes open or eyes closed.
Okay.
The whole point is consistency, though. You got to be doing it on a regular basis for you to see the benefits.
Okay. And the next question is, can you do it indoors, like when you're like facing the window with the sun directly penetrating, sun rays penetrating your bedroom, or is it best to go outside?
It's best to go outside because I believe you guys can do your research and find this out, but I believe the windows block infrared light.
All
I
right.
believe
Okay.
so. So the only way you'll be able to do it is outside. Obviously, if the sun is a bit too much, even in the morning, then just close your eyes, but continue to look directly at the sun with your eyes closed. See the
Yeah.
redness coming through, and that is the infrared light.
Okay. And for how many minutes should it? About 10, 5, 10 minutes?
I'd say 10 minutes minimum. 10 minutes minimum. But the longer you can stay out there, the better. You know what I mean?
All
But
right.
10 minutes would be the minimum on a regular
Uh,
basis.
okay. Thank you. Just wanted to make a comment. We're all beneficiaries of the sun, no matter what the mainstream media say.
Yeah.
Um, the only trouble is it's just the heat, but I know the heat is a combination of like the sun rays and environmental factors such as
Yeah.
electricity systems,
Yeah.
some subs
Pollution. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
right. But what I find beneficial is the going out riding on my mountain bike, long
Okay.
distance riding because that gets the circulation going, your heart pumping,
Yeah.
um, and the rest of your body. And whilst the sun's on you, you can feel like your body's already healing.
Mm.
You
Mm.
know,
Yeah.
so it's always best not just to sit in the sun, but just go out for a walk, so, go on a bicycle, you know, etc. Or even pump iron in the sun. You know,
Definitely. Yeah.
yeah,
Doing exercise outside is actually better than doing it inside with all those um,
yeah,
artificial lights.
yeah. Definitely, it's cheaper as well. I mean,
There
it
you
was like,
go.
yeah, it's like I saw some Jehovah Witnesses under the bridge, well, not bridge, but under the Center Point building today, and I said to them, "Look, guys, go out. It's free. The sun. Go and get some more vitamin D." Oh no,
Yeah.
we just had our daily dose of vitamin D. You know. Yeah, but anyway, that's all I'm gonna say. But thank you for having me on.
Nice one, bro. All right, let's get Erica. You can unmute your mic, sis.
Yes, hello everyone. I'm in Texas, the United States, and it is 34 degrees
Yep.
right now. It's
Hmm.
about 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And I wanted to say what you were saying about them saying it's so hot, it's so hot.
Yeah.
Um, they were talking about that in the news because nobody has been showing up to the 250th year celebration that our this president, no, I can't say
Yeah.
our, this president has been putting on. Nobody's been showing up. And a lot of people did show up yesterday and they said they had to shut it down because it was dangerously hot.
Really?
And yes, they literally, the first time they had a bunch of people show up, they shut it down. So
Wow.
that was crazy. And my sisters and my niece, they used to run track, summer track. And so here in Texas, it gets over 100 degrees here. I'm not sure what that would be, over 100.
Yeah.
Um, and in the beginning of the summer, we would have people, getting heat exhaustion and things like that. But by the end of the summer, they were out there, you know, in the hottest part of the summer, running like crazy.
Mm,
So part of it is going, making sure that you're taking time to get acclimated to the heat. You know, maybe
that's
spend a
right.
little time and then a little more time and a little more time so that your body gets used to it.
That's right.
Um, but that news article that they were saying about how dangerously hot it was, I really think that they're trying to push or, you know, set up a new propaganda
Yeah.
about the danger of the sun, you know, so that
Yep. Yep.
so I thought that was crazy. And then I wanted to share one thing about the vitamin D. Um, my son, when he was just 2 years ago, his senior year in college, he came home right before his senior year, and we found out he had Hodgkin's lymphoma. And
Okay.
I talked about this once before. He Yeah, so we went to one of the best cancer centers. It was MD Anderson, and one of the things that they wanted him to, you know, he's doing the chemotherapy, but we're also, because that was his choice. He's a young adult.
Yep.
We are also doing all the things, allomelanins and you know,
Yeah.
all the leafy greens, trying to, you know, all the water. And he
Yep.
would go outside every day for 10 or 15 minutes and just run around. We have a
Yep.
little trail behind our house. Even though the chemotherapy said, don't go out in the sun, stay out of the
Right.
sun,
Right.
it's dangerous for you. So he did that, and he was um, free in 3 months of cancer. So
Oh,
with everything that he
excellent.
was doing, he was supposed
Excellent.
to be. They wanted him to stay treated, and they still treated him for
Yeah.
6 months, but they had no evidence of disease after three.
Amazing.
And he
Amazing.
came home this weekend for a checkup. Okay, I'll be down in just a second. He came home for a checkup, and my daughter's moving out, so I didn't get to go with him. His dad went with him to MD Anderson, and the
Mm.
last time they wanted to give him vitamin D, they said his vitamin D was low.
Mm.
This time they wanted to give him vitamin D. They said it's gone up, but it's still too low, and they want to give him vitamin D.
Mm. Mm.
So she gave him a prescription. My husband questioned it, and my son was uncertain, but you know they went ahead and accepted it. So
Yep.
she gave him a prescription, and you know what high levels of vitamin D would do, right?
Yeah.
Like it's the hypercalcemia, which would be too much calcium because vitamin D carries calcium to our bones, too much
Mm.
calcium in our system. And so if you're
Mm.
taking a supplement, it's better to get the sun. If you're taking a supplement, the daily supplement recommendation is 600 IU, international units.
Mm.
1,000 is high. 4,000, I was looking at a cancer website. 4,000 is like the max, and you need to get your blood tested for
Mm.
that. Guess how much she prescribed for my son?
How much?
50,000.
Whoa. Whoa.
What sense does that make? Yes, I was so angry. So
Yeah.
I sent him an article, you know, so that he understands, because he's a young adult now. He just started his first job as an
Okay.
engineer. And so he's not home anymore. And so I sent him the
Okay.
article, and I was like, you know, I know you're working in a plant, and you know, but during your lunch break, just spend 10 minutes in the sun. In the morning, park
Yeah.
farthest away, get a little there a little early, walk slowly to the plant and get some morning sun, you know.
Yeah.
And if you decide, that's up to you, but if you decide that you have to take vitamin D, which I don't think he wants to anyway,
Mm.
just get that 600 instead of 50,000, because that's insane.
That's
And he
insane.
won't be back to take blood tests because he's moved out of state now. And so
Oh.
the next time he gets checked is in a year. He would have hypercalcemia taking it, you
Oh
know,
gosh.
50,000 a week. That's crazy. So
Crazy.
anyway, I wanted to share that.
Thank you, sis. Thank you for that. And Erica made some good points, family. So, with regards to the sun, even though I'm saying the sun is great and blah, 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 our melanin is weak. We're not out in the sun as much as we used to be 50, 100 years ago. We're not even out in the sun as much as we used to be 20 years ago. So, our melanin is weak. So, you can't just go out in the sun um, and think that, you know what I mean, because you got U melanin you won't get burnt. Again, if your melanin's weak and you're not eating the right foods, you're not consuming all those melanin pigments from fruits and vegetables and that sort of stuff, you're consuming a standard uh, American diet or standard UK diet, chances are you're a little bit toxic internally. You're going to struggle when you go out in the sun. You're going to struggle. So don't think, oh, I got melanin, let me go out there for an hour. No, you might have to do like what Erica said, go out there for 10 minutes and then seek shade. You might have to take some of the Cancer Research UK advice and seek shade after 10 minutes because your melanin is weak. You got to look at your melanin like any other, like a muscle. If your muscle is weak, when you go to the gym, you can't just lift the heaviest of weights. You got to train your way up. So it's the same with your melanin. You see, with the sunlight thing and the sun gazing thing, people, Adrian was saying, how long should we do the sun gazing? I said 10 minutes, but that 10 minutes shouldn't be you directly looking at the sun for the whole 10 minutes. Here's what I do. I'm going to tell you what I did when my eyes were very, very weak and I went on holiday. When I went to Jamaica, I'd go to the beach and I'd watch the sunrise, but I'd do because the sun literally starts to detox your eyes. When you look directly at the sun, your eyes will start to water. I couldn't look for too long, so I'd look at the sun, my eyes will start to water. I'd try and look at the sun for 30 seconds, then I'd close my eyes and then take like a 10 to 20-second break and then open them again and look directly at the sun. I did that over and over and over again to the point where that 30 seconds um built up to 40 seconds. That 40 seconds built up to a minute. That minute built up to 2 minutes. Now I can look directly at the sun for longer than 2 minutes without my eyes watering. For most of us, that's not going to be the case. So yeah, build your way up. 10 seconds here, 30 seconds there. And then when you're out in the sun with your skin, maybe 10 minutes here, 15 minutes there. Because our melanin is weak, we have to build our way up. And then the other point with regards to the treatment and doing the holistic route, I used to think that you couldn't do both. You can't do their treatment and do the holistic route. But I had, just to share a quick personal story, one of my uncles, he had lung cancer last year and he done the chemo and he done some of the things that I recommended with regards to juicing and with regards to changing his diet and with regards to herbs and all that sort of stuff. And he got rid of the cancer. Within a year, he was free of lung cancer. But he did both. He did the chemo and he did the holistic route. So it can be done. It can be done. All right, let's get Yvonne last question in. Yvonne, you can unmute your mic. Yvonne, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Good afternoon, good evening, everybody.
How are you?
My comment, thanks for sharing, by the way, brilliant, brilliant podcast as always.
Thank you.
I just wanted to talk about the amount of vitamin D to take, because I know there's this thing about balancing if you're taking vitamin D and not taking too much and calcification. But the advice that I was given once I had a diagnosis was to take around 200,000, not continuously, but just as like bursts, and to take it with vitamin K to stop the calcification, and it stays in your blood for quite a long time, I was told. So that's basically just sharing what I've been told, that if you have a chronic condition,
Yeah.
take a huge burst of vitamin D, which can be, as I said, 50,000, 200,000, which does sound crazy, along with vitamin K, stop the calcification, and that really can help. So just something for everybody to consider. I don't know what the truth is, but I did try it myself, because obviously you want to try different things when you have a diagnosis of it.
Yeah. Well, thanks for sharing. Thanks for sharing that, sis. My thing is, again, you guys know me, I'm always on the natural thing. So even though they say, oh yeah, this is how much vitamin D you need, my thing is let me just get it from the sun. Yeah, just get it from nature. Go out there in the sun, top up my vitamin D. The only thing is, because a lot of us, we have, toxic livers or toxic gut and that sort of stuff, we try and go out in the sun and the body's not producing enough vitamin D. So some of us may need to take supplements, but my thing is, however much, whatever you need to do to try and get vitamin D naturally, which is from the sun, that's what you should be doing. Yeah. That is my humble opinion. All right, family, thanks for that. Let's wrap it up. So big up all the people that are going to be joining us for Juicy July. I've put the link in the chat. I'm going to put it in there again. If you want to join us for Juicy July, which is where you challenge yourself. You don't have to do the whole month because for some people, this might be your first fast. But see if you can challenge yourself and eat juicy fruits for a week or two. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, big up the people that have joined us, big up the people that are looking to join us with regards to Juicy July. I'm going to put the link in the chat right now. So you get the instructions, the PDF instructions, and you get access to my Fruit Fast community. And when you get access to my Fruit Fast community, you'll get nearly 200 people that have done Fruit Fast with myself before, and they'll be sharing what they're going through. They're sharing their journey. They can give you advice and that sort of stuff. So it's very valuable being a part of my Fruit Fast community. For those of you who are interested in doing Juicy July, the link is in there. Very powerful stuff. And some of you know, I am working on a book at the moment. My next book after my debut one, The Hidden Science of Melanin, is going to be Melanin and Cannabis, where I'm going to be breaking down a secret system in the body that is in everyone's body called the endocannabinoid system. And the endocannabinoid system produces chemicals that are very similar to the cannabis plant. And this is arguably the most powerful system in your body. And I'm going to be breaking that down in my next book, Melanin and Cannabis. Big up the people that have pre-ordered. Again, using that same link, you can buy the pre-order as well. Big up the people that pre-ordered. If you pre-ordered, once the book is ready, I wanted to have it ready for the event, but I didn't get to have it ready for the event. But don't worry, family, it's coming. I want to make sure when I release it, everything is right. You get me? So don't worry. This book is on its way, family. It's going to be the most powerful book out there. Trust me. But yeah, with regards to Juicy July, we're working our way to eating raw for August. So August is going to be Rawgus. And again, you don't have to eat raw for the whole month, but I'm going to be sharing with my Fruit Fast community very, very powerful raw food recipes that I learned from Dr. Aris Latham. And those of you who know Dr. Aris Latham, he's like the guru when it comes on to raw food, especially gourmet food, making it look amazing, making it taste amazing. That's what we're going to be doing during August. But during July, we're doing Juicy July. And again, once you join, you get the PDF instructions. It breaks down everything that we're doing. And it breaks down the fruits that we're going to be eating and that sort of stuff as well. So if you join, this is what you get. You get the PDF instructions. You get supplement recommendations. One of the recommendations is my oil, my very powerful oil. Yeah. The CBD oil, and I'll put the link in the chat for that as well. But this is one of my recommendations, is the oil. So just put the link in the chat for that. You also get exclusive weekly Q&A sessions. Family, if you are part of the Fruit Fast community, we will be doing one tomorrow. So we'll be doing our weekly Q&A sessions where you guys can ask whatever questions you have with regards to the Fruit Fast. And you get unlimited access to our online support group. This is where the value is, family. This is where the value is. So when you click on that link and you look to join, you'd be like, oh man, maybe some of you might say, oh, that seems quite expensive. But this is where you get the value. Once you get access to the online support group, you are there forever until you take yourself out of the support group. Yeah. So every time we do a Fruit Fast, you'll benefit from the information that we're sharing. You'll benefit from what other people are sharing in the group. And you'll benefit from just that community of people doing things together and then encouraging each other as we're going through this journey. Yeah. And then you get the raw food recipes as well that we're going to be going through for August. So very powerful stuff coming up, family. And after this podcast, you now know the importance of consuming juicy fruits, especially if you're someone who's struggling in the sun. That not only is it going to be hydrating, it's going to cool you down. Yeah, if you're so hot, what are you doing? What are you eating? If you're so hot, what are you doing? Are you eating kebabs? Are you eating chicken? That's not going to help with your heat wave and with how hot you are. But juicy fruits will, and there's a science behind it. So big up the people that's going to be joining us for that. Big up everyone for staying right to the end. If this is your first time joining us, this is Marshall's Melanin Podcast. We do this each and every Sunday, family. If you are on Instagram, you can follow me at Leon Marshall Online. That's at Leon Marshall Online. But large up, everyone. I know it's going to be hot next week. And yeah, because we're in the UK, it won't feel the same as being, in the Caribbean or being in Africa. So yeah, it will feel different. It's not going to feel nice. Do you get what I'm saying? It's not going to feel nice. It's because of the pollution, because of the air and that sort of stuff. But one thing, family, if you're in the UK, make sure that you're exposing your skin to the sun for all of the benefits. And again, if you do have sensitive skin or something going on, work your way up. Little 5 minutes here, little 10 minutes there. But if you don't, then your melanin is going to be weak, and then you're going to think that you need the cancer-causing chemical cream. Yeah? So big up everyone for staying right to the end. Enjoy the rest of your week, family. One love. Is the heat wave harmful or healing? Well, that depends on who you ask. Because some battle with the sun, whilst others simply bask. It brings many people joy, yet many people gloom. And I think that all depends on the elephant in the room. My name is Leon Marshall, and that concludes the end of this podcast. Thank you everyone for being a part of this. You're a part of history, trust me. And just remember, be the light you seek. Just shine, man. More light, more love, more life. One.
Thanks for listening to Marshall's Melanin Podcast. If you like this episode, share it with your friends and family.